Good morning, great people of Ghana. This is the People's Show. Today, we're going to be talking about something special that is bothering each and every Ghanaian, an economy in crisis. But before we go to that issue, before we dissect into an economy in crisis, I want to just give you an inspiration. I want to inspire you. I want to, give you a little bit of ginger you, so that you can, be filled with some spirit and do something. I want to ask you, do you find meaning and purpose in your life? Do you have an agenda that you're looking forward to? Do you have a purpose that makes you wake up at night? Do you have your vision and your goal and your aim that you have written, that every evening and every morning before you wake up, before you move out, you check your goals and your vision and your dreams, and you tell yourself, I am going to focus. I am going to put myself in the right frame of mind. I am going to focus on this aim that I have put before my eyes. I am going to focus on this vision. Do you tell yourself that? Well, I have some news for you. Because if you don't, it means you are going to drift here and there in this life. And you're going to wake up one morning and you're 85 years old and you haven't accomplished anything. So I'm telling you, you need to write it down. You need to write your goals down. You need to find meaning, purpose. You need to find a reason, a compelling desire to be alive. Find meaning in your life, because your life has meaning and you've got to make that meaning happen so that your happiness, your joy, will come from within, and nobody, and I repeat, nobody is going to take that away from you. We'll be right back.
Studios 2View. The truth is here in your eyes.
Yes, we're back again. And today, like I told you earlier, our topic for today is an economy in crisis. Is the Ghanaian economy in crisis? You tell me, because every day I keep hearing the same thing. Workers going on strike, and this week, university workers are threatening strike. They're threatening to go on strike. You've seen the floods. You've seen the countless death, number of people who are dying because of the floods. And this happens every year. Now you've seen the rise of the dollar. You've seen the fuel prices. You have seen the economy. Is it an economy that is heading towards a destination that you and I can be proud of? Is it an economy that is heading towards prosperity that is going to bring everybody on board? Is it equitable distribution of wealth for each and every one of us? Or it is an economy that is feeding a few, a select few, who have decided that they are going to feed on the rest of us. They are going to sit on our necks and make sure that we starve to death while they sit there, enjoy the booty, take our gold, share it with their external collaborators, while the lower majority, while the peasant community, while the poor people of this country suffer the depredation, the lack of planning, the lack of sound economic policies that will transform this nation. Is our economy in crisis? Now you tell me, because all I see is an economy that needs total transformation. I see an economy that needs people coming together to find the solutions, people becoming the instruments of their own liberation. Because if we cannot come together, if we cannot think together, if we cannot plan together, if we cannot decide that it is time for a whole new plan, a whole new arrangement, a whole new resurgence of our Ghanaian economy, and we're going to follow what we're doing. And you and I know we've never had a solution. You and I know there has never been a redemption. You and I know that we have never risen above sea level, and that we are always at the same level. Whether it's party A or party B, it's the same story. Every year we have flood coming to kill innocent lives because we haven't planned our cities and towns very well. We have the issues of environmental degradation always haunting us. We have environmental refuse challenges. We have problems, even though we claim we are doing everything. And the biggest challenge in recent times has been the Galamsey. We put a task force out there to stop the Galamsey menace. Our water bodies have all been destroyed. Now, what are we going to do? We are blaming the Chinese. We're saying Aisha or whoever she is the cause. But we are trying to forget the government officials, those who are close to government, those who are close to the president, those who are doing this, and yet they are in the castle, they are in the presidential villa, they are in the Golden Jubilee, they are in the Flagstaff House, and they are part of the Galamsey, making millions every day, destroying the forestry, destroying our water bodies, destroying all this future of our children. It is time for you to wake up. It is time for you to say something. It is time for you to stop sitting on the fence, because when you and I sit on the fence, who is going to stop the menace? Who is going to stop the environmental degradation? Who is going to stop the Galamsey? Who is going to stop our city from depreciating? Who is going to build this nation for you? Aren't you the one? Aren't you the one who went to vote for the man in charge? Aren't you the one who went to queue to put the man there? So why are you blaming the man alone? You and I are also responsible. We are equally responsible for the damage. We are equally responsible for the crisis of an economy that is going down the hill. We are equally responsible for the way things are going in this country. And we cannot sit aloof. No, we can sit on the fence and point fingers, because it's easy to do that. It's easy to sit on the fence and say, yes, they are responsible. Yes, he is responsible. Yes, she is responsible. But what about me? What about you? I'll be right back. Don't forget, it is the People's Show. Don't go away. I'll be right back.
Studios 2View. The truth is here in your eyes.
Great. Now I'm back. Now I have two issues I have to focus on. Planning. We have to ask ourselves this question. Have we planned our economy? If we haven't planned our economy, that means we should know that we have planned to fail. So when we blame party A and we blame party B, we're actually not being sincere. Because we have ourselves have no plan. We have no plan to build an economy. So why do you say that the system is not working? Or why do you say our economy is in crisis if you know we have no plan? Because we have been running this nation on manifestos. And manifestos don't build a nation. A manifesto cannot build a nation. We have to plan. We have to have strategic plans, strategic industrial position. We have to have strategic moves that we are what? Initiating. Strategic moves that we are initiating that we know that come 5, 10, 15, 20 years, this move is going to get us to this place. We have to know that things are not just going to happen. The economy is not just going to stand. Economy in a crisis like we have today, it is not just going to boom. Something must happen. We must make sure we put something in somewhere. The seed must go to the soil. It must be watered. We must remove the weeds around the seeds before the seed will grow. It will germinate and it will eventually bear fruit. It's the same principle. What seeds are we growing today? What seeds are we planting today in Ghana to build an economy, to transform this economy, to build a society that we can say there's wealth, there's abundance of wealth, and not for select few, but for all of us. Everybody with your talent, with an effort, should be able to find your place in our society. Because the new society, the great society, the great African home nation cannot just emerge. The great African home nation should be a nation that each African, wherever you are in the world, when you go there, when you land there, you know that you are home. You know that this is where you belong, because this is a place where seeds have been nurtured. We have planned the economy. We have decided that this and that is going to happen at this stage, and then at a certain stage, we will know what to do. But we cannot sit on the fence. We cannot just pretend that everything is going to work out when we haven't sowed the right seeds, when we haven't put what we need to do, we haven't done what we have to do. The education, the employment, there's a challenge regarding employment. We're all going to school. They said, get an education, do your master's, do your PhD, and then to come and do what with it? Do what with it? There are no jobs. So what are you going to do unless we are able to have the education that makes us want to stand on our 2 feet and makes us want to think and come out with creative ideas, entrepreneurial ideas, come out with every ingenious idea that is going to what? Propel us to greatness. We must not look to any nation. We must not look at anybody, because we are unique in our own way. We must not so-called look at so-called Europe, so-called China, so-called India, because they are not better than us. They are not better than us. We have just lost our map. We have just lost the courage, the confidence in ourselves. And that is what we want to build. We want to build an economy that we have the confidence in ourselves, that we have the self-belief in ourselves, the confidence that we know that I can do it, the confidence that I know that I will be able to initiate the resurgence. I will be able to what? Create and build and transform, generate wealth that will be what? Equitably shared, distributed, that we can all benefit. That is the spirit of a nation that will go somewhere. That is the spirit of a nation that will get there. That is the beginning, or will be that beginning of the golden age in this nation. In this nation, we cannot run an economy with political manifesto. And we must move away from tribalism, who you know, favoritism, friends, family and friends, all that negativity. We must all blame ourselves for where we are. Because if we are going to take off as a nation, if we are going to propel ourselves to the great heights of nationhood, we need to take the blame for where we are collectively, because it is not a select few that are going to transform this nation. It is what? The collective. It is the collective coming together. The collective in a self-belief. The collective knowing that it is over. Mediocrity, poverty, it is not our story. It's not our mandate. That is not where we are going. Ours is what? Prosperity, peace, harmony, creativity, innovation, leadership, beauty, greatness, glory. These are the virtues. This is where we're going to stand. But above all, we need to create a society, an economy where we have the confidence, the self-belief in ourselves that, look, nobody is coming to save us. We have to be the instruments of our own liberation, because a people are never free until they are the instruments of their own liberation. And until we come to that realization that we must be the instruments of our own liberation, then our economy is going to remain in a crisis. We're going to have every year the floods are going to come and kill our people. Every year we're going to worry about the dollar, the cedi, the fuel prices going up. We are going to have this kind of cycle. And it is not right for our children. It is not right for the children. It is not right for us to create a world or build or a future that you and I know is not right for our children. You and I know that our future, our children cannot find joy in such a future. We have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to be true to the call, because this is a calling to national duty, to the collective historical mission that we are all called to fulfill. If Ghana and Africa is going to make it, it is because you and I rose up. You and I said it's enough with the poverty. You and I said it's enough with the mediocrity. You and I said it's enough with failure. It's enough with family and friends. It's enough with loot, crate, and share. It's enough with non-planning of an economy. It's enough with manifesto economy. It's time to build. It's time for the emergence of the great African home nation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Studios 2 View. My name is Koleto Boade. And remember, the wealth of a nation is the minds and the hearts of its people. Thank you.
Studios 2 View. The truth is here in your eyes.